All right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the streams. I'm going to be trying this again. This is my second time trying to do the this reaction video. It's going to be Dax to Be a Man. I am literally only going to be doing the first one this time, the original one. Next time I'm going to try, my next one I'm probably going to try and do the Mega Remix. Again, for those of you that may have been watching my last live stream, I have seen this video before. I actually reacted to it, but YouTube decided to be kind of a pain with it, and for some reason they disabled the stream on it, so I just removed it. So I'm going to try it again, one video at a time this time, instead of doing both in the same one. I think I understand how to do it, because they didn't block it during the first one, they only did it during the Mega Remix. So we're just going to try this one again. I'm going to give you guys my input, my perspective, and then I will do the second one probably right after this. That way y'all can get two of them one night and get my input on both of those. I'm not going to call this a reaction video because I'm not technically reacting to it. A reaction is like your initial response to it. Obviously, I've already seen this one. I've seen most of the Mega Remix, so there's really no point in me calling them reaction videos, but I'll just call these my review videos, just because, well, like I said, I've already seen them, and it's not fair to me to sit at the reaction videos. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this started up, and we'll go from there. All right, this is Dax to Be a Man. That's Dax right there. Great artist. If y'all don't know who he is, you need to check him out.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the beginning of the song right there. That's addressing, and Dax himself said that this is an issue or a problem in modern society. I would call it a stigma that people have nowadays, where most guys just, they almost feel like they don't feel appreciated. You know, like their sole reason for there is to provide, and that's it. They don't get anything else with that. I do not feel I am part of that stigma. I see it. I see a lot of guys that complain about that or talk about that or feel that way, stuff like that. My wife does not put me into that stigma. My wife is genuinely there for me when I need her. I genuinely do feel like I have help when needed, and I don't feel like I am just solely there to provide for someone or something else. So that's the stigma that is related into this video. Like I said, it is a very common stigma where, you know, just guys, you really just, you're there to provide something, and if you're not providing, you're worthless, basically. That's kind of the pretense of the video. Let's go ahead and watch it and see where Dax goes with it. I'm going to start it back over. That way we can go from there.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain.
I have done that before, sat in the car and just cried for a while.
It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up in that actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name. You'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself.
You know, that's a pretty deep verse right there. You know, just talking about how guys, they just can't express themselves. You know, the only time that you can ever feel like you've gone above that is when you finally get married. But the whole time that you're married, you're feeling like the only reason why your spouse is there is because you're providing something for them. That's one less thing that they have to do. And that's literally the only thing that they're there for. And I know a lot of guys have that feeling. I do not. Like I said, my wife and I have a pretty good relationship and marriage going on right now where we really don't have those feelings with each other. You know, if I feel like I need to have some type of time to decompress over something or talk to her about something that's bothering me, you know, then she gives me that opportunity, or she has a listening ear to listen to anything that I have that's going on in my head that's tearing me apart. And I do the same for her, obviously. You know, that's kind of what a guy does. Is that's kind of the provisions that I do as well. You know, I'm just going back through here for reminders of it. You know, right there, you know, he was starting in the truck, he was crying. You know, he obviously know that he's dealing with some type of stressor, and then he comes in, he put that mask on. You know, that mask of everything is good, nothing's a problem. And because of that, you know, he's looking at his, I'm assuming that's his daughter probably. You know, his daughter is there, and guess what? He's got to show that there's nothing bothering him. You know, he's got to keep that straight face to keep his daughter happy, you know, because she runs up to him, she's happy seeing him, he's home, he can't down the day, you know. Right there, this is another way that he's dealing with the stressors on his own. A little bit of drink to kind of calm his nerves, calm his memory, stuff like that. You know, guys just have a lot of stress on their shoulders, you know. And right here, you know, Dak says that no one gives a dang about, you know, the way they feel. And, you know, there's a lot of stigma there that is true. You know, most societies out there just, they don't care. And because they don't care, you know, guys think that there's nothing that they can do about it. And, you know, they turn to alcohol or other forms of decompression, and it takes a toll on everyone. It really does. It's a stressful thing. So I'm going to start from here. We'll listen to the rain in the first verse and go into the second one.
This weight that you've been holding but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard.
Right there, can't cry when life gets hard.
For women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way.
We have to earn it.
Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves.
Okay, that's another deep verse right there. Right here, you know, don't give up. guys, you're doing the best you can. You know, don't think that that's the end. You know, you're doing something positive, and you always will be. You know, and you've always got someone you could talk to. Okay. But this whole thing right here, you know, says our sons are our horizon. You know, I have a 10-year-old son myself, and what he means by that is, you know, everything that we are as fathers or as male mentors or anything of stature to kids, we are passing off our trainings, our knowledge, our abilities, everything that we have as men. You know, we're looking at it as we want our children to grow up to be just like us. And you know, that's the ultimate glory for a father, is to have their child literally grow up to be a example or a spitting image of ourselves, to live the trainings that we have taught them while they're growing up. And it's not easy. There are a lot of things that my son fights me on. I'm sure there's a lot of fathers and parents out there that feel the same way, that they also have a lot of things that their kids fight them on. That's just kids. I fought my parents when I was growing up, stuff like that too. You know, so I understand it completely. And like he said, you know, they watch us. Even when we're not talking to them or teaching them anything, they hear us, they see us, they take in everything that we do, our body languages, our responses, the way we act, the way we react, stuff like that. And, you know, they take that, and as much as they don't want to, later on in life, they mimic that when they become adults, especially when they start having kids of their own or families of their own. You know, I never thought that I would do that, but I've taken the examples of my parents and brought them into my adult life with my kids and stuff like that. Or my kids, sorry, I only have one. But that's just how it is, you know. And with the stigma there, that's saying that, you know, you can't cry, you can't show your weakness. He said that would start a generational curse, of people thinking that you're weak if you're crying. So most men will keep those emotions inside, will not show emotion because it's a sign of weakness to today's society. And that's the stigma, part of the stigma, I should say, that really kind of frustrates a lot of people, on both spectrums. You know, I'm frustrated over it because I know it's not a true stigma that needs to stick. And I also know that it frustrates me because I see a lot of people that believe the stigma. And so they don't show their emotions. They just keep it all bottled up, and it stresses them out. And they end up doing something that they really don't want to do later on. And they just fall apart over it. Marriages fall apart from it. Families fall apart from it and stuff like that, because guys are brought up and trained and told nowadays you can't show emotions unless you're weak. And that's not right about it. On this part, where he's talking about men going to war, that's a metaphorical term as far as I know. Yes, men do go to war, so do women. So that's not, I don't believe that's what Dax was trying to put out here. Their wars that they go through are everything, you know, that they have emotionally and mentally, that, you know, they deal with the stress of their whole family, making the decisions of their family, their jobs, providing for their family, protection of their family, stuff like that. Like, men have this huge ball of responsibility on our shoulders, and that's our war. Our war is to find the balance between everything in that boulder and our family, and be happy while doing it. And that's a very hard thing to juggle, very hard thing to balance, especially for young families and young fathers and stuff like that. And for those that they want to be that A person, you know, that I'm never the weak kind, you know, I'm not weak. Well, emotions aren't weakness. Emotions are ways of relieving tension and stress. And, you know, guys, you need to talk about it. You just need to let it out. Sometimes there's things that you can't handle on your own. I know it's hard to say that as a father and a man myself, but realistically, that's what it is. There are just some things you can't do on your own, and you need help doing it. And so, you know, him talking about right here, you know, men coming back from war and they're put on a shelf. You know, no one cares about the accolades that you've done, you know, to get to where you're at, and your war leading up to that point. And when you finally feel like you can retire from that war front, nobody cares. And he's saying that, you know, you're put on the shelf, and then you're left to deal with the demons on your own, because you don't feel like there's anyone that you could talk to. You know, Dax had a really good message from his Dear Alcohol song, where, you know, he was saying that he really wants to talk to somebody, but it doesn't feel like anybody really understands. And I feel like that's a very good message that can incorporate into this song as well, which I will be doing a video on the Dear Alcohol song as well. That's for a later time, though. But like this, you know, they have mental health problems that are stressing or anxiety, stuff like that, and it's a hard thing for men to deal with. So, you know, especially veterans that come back, it's all mental. You know, we just don't have that time to decompress from war or anything like that. Women are included in that, so they get those frustrations and stuff as well. And the help that we get when we come back is minimal at best. Nobody understands us in the civilian side of the world. I'm a veteran myself, very proud veteran, and I've been to war, and I'm telling you, it's a hard thing to struggle with. And you can go from being at war, in a war zone, to back with your families in 48 hours, less than 48 hours. And you just don't have decompression from going from everybody around you is a potential, you know, threat, an enemy to you, and then you go back to, you have to be on high guard at all point and all times to coming home to your family where nobody's an enemy. And it's a night and day contrast on that point. It's very hard to deal with, and a lot of veterans have issues relieving that issue, just because they don't feel like anybody would understand. They can't talk to anyone like they talk to their brothers and sisters that have been there physically with them. Most guys, vets, will talk to each other, you know, with the BFWs, the American Legion, stuff like that. We'll talk to each other for sure, but most of us don't get into personal details unless it's with the brothers that we served next to in our actual units when we deployed. So it leaves a lot of guys feeling helpless on who they can and cannot talk to, which is hard. It's a very hard thing to comprehend. And there are other people in the civilian sector side jobs that are the same way. You know, I'm sure police officers feel the same way, first responders feel the same way. You know, there's just a lot of stresses that they go through that they can't talk about with other people because no one understands it. You know, in the military we have the saying, you know, military humor. You know, only people that understand military humor are military people, or very close family military people. But that's really what it is. It's a tight-knit brotherhood, and your trust is only in the bounds of that brotherhood, and that's what military people are. And sorry for the long rabbit trail right there, but like I said, this is a very strong message in the second half. You know, and they also say at the end of it, you know, when you're gone as a man, you're gone, and then the provisions that you were providing are no longer there. And so what happens is that everyone he says you reach out to another man to confide in. You know, that was the last part of that verse was, you know, when you're gone, now they grieve you, but now they reach out to another man to confide in for all the issues that are having of no provisions there. And I think that's, honestly, you can go, most people can go to anybody. You can go to men or women, but he's beating in that stigma, you know, that men are just the providers and that's all they are. So, like I said, it's a strong verse. Definitely good.
Fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like